gig drivers, Lyft, Uber, DoorDash, whichever gigs you decide to drive with. I just wanted to go online. I know I posted a couple shorts today out of the Bronx, New York. My family and I would travel there today, had an event going on over there today. So we made the trip from Massachusetts to New York. But on the way, I just want to share with you some of the stuff that I experienced because when I go to new states, I like to test out the market with Uber, Lyft, DoorDash. Those are the main three companies that I have. I have Spark, I have Roadie, I have a company called Tonquin. Those are the main three, the big three: Uber, Lyft, DoorDash. As you know, if you watch the shorts, that yes, I did. Give me 1 second. If you watch the shorts, that yes, I did. Give me one second. If you watch the shorts, you know that I did get to the Bronx. Could not dash now. I want to kind of walk you through our day. See, about at 8:42 a.m. we took off. Well, we made it to Connecticut, and as you can see in Mystic, Stoningham, Connecticut, this is what it looks like when I get there. I can dash now. There, earned by time, I went to see how much it was opposed to Massachusetts. Massachusetts is about $15, $16 an hour. Here in Connecticut, it is $15.75, but that wasn't where I wanted to end my day, so I continued on my journey to Massachusetts, to the Bronx. And as you can see here, it says it's going to change my location from New Bedford, Massachusetts to Stoningham. Okay, no, I didn't change it. Or maybe I did. On the next one you see here, are some of the schedule options. I always try to schedule a week in advance. But here in this New York and Connecticut area, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Wow, it's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Look like there's about 25 areas from the Bronx, New York, and going through Connecticut. Here in Massachusetts, I know there was at one point over 50 different areas that you could dash in, but now things have changed since the new rewards program is in effect. And it says here, when I got to New York, it says here, a new reward for Dashers in Platinum. It says you can unlock a weekly 30% off discount up to $15 on DoorDash every Monday for the upcoming week. Just use your Dasher app, log in info, email password to sign in, check your email for the promo code, and more details. Limit one redemption per person every week. Learn more. So that's a perk they have there in New York. And you know, they have some kind of clone that's similar to Prop 22 like they have in California, where they have a minimum of what they have to pay these drivers, delivery drivers, and if they don't make that much per hour, they top it off. They're in the state of New York for, I think, Uber Eats, DoorDash, maybe even Lyft and Uber. But anyway, since I'm a Platinum Dasher again in Massachusetts, I wanted to kind of test the waters once we got to the Bronx, just to kind of see. I always like to open up my app just to see how things look there, how it looks on the map, if it's busy, if it's not busy, how much to pay, and if I have time, experiment with doing a delivery. So this is my acceptance rating here. I'm at 96%. My completion rating is at 97%. My customer rating is at 488, which I actually called DoorDash because I got 2 negative ratings and I don't know why. It was at 491. They said something about I didn't follow instructions. Here in Massachusetts, just gonna let you know, people here are really tricky because they want you to, the instructions say, hand it to me. And then they will put a note on the side that says, leave at the door. On DoorDash, if that is the case, when it's a hand it to me, customers need to meet you at the door so you can hand it to them as proof that the product has been delivered. When they put these notes, leave at the door, we have to wait an additional 4 minutes to be able to leave it at the door to take a picture as proof of delivery. And I've actually called DoorDash about this one time when a customer, because the 4 minutes that I'm waiting to take this picture costs me money. It could cost me 10, 15, 20. It could cost me $30 from getting another request. So I actually called DoorDash out on this. I called them and say, look, customer marked it as handed to me, but they have a note to leave at the door. They're like, yeah, I can see the notes back and forth. Go ahead and leave it at the door. We see the record. We watch your chat, and go ahead, leave it at the door, Ronald, and mark it as complete. You got to cover yourself. When it's handed to me and they wanted me at the door, call DoorDash to protect your ratings. So that's what I did today. I called DoorDash and let them know, hey, I got these customers in Massachusetts. This is what they're doing. They're changing the drop off, and that's why I have this 488. So they told me they can only remove one today. So I'll call them tomorrow and get them to remove the other. And anytime I have this problem with my customer rating, I'll just call DoorDash and hey, what's the problem? This situation. Okay, this is what happened. Can you remove it? Okay, so they're gonna remove it. In the next couple of days, I'll be back at 489. Then I'll be back at 490 or 91, making my way back up. But anyway, as you see, as a Platinum Dasher, these are the rewards that I have in New York once I got there. You see, here are my ratings again, 96, 97, and 488 once I got over to New York. And there's something about DoorDash. They changed the ratings, I think around 12 in the afternoon, somewhere between 10 a.m. Eastern Standard and 12 noon Eastern Standard. The ratings change. They adjust some of them. So here we go. All right. So in Connecticut, I think I was still there in Connecticut at this time when I shot this one. It says 1575 an hour. Yeah, I was still in Connecticut. It says busy, but no, I didn't want to. This was 9:48 a.m. Yeah, that's right. We hadn't made it to New York yet. When I got to Connecticut, I checked my Dasher ratings when I got to this particular zone, and look, they don't have the Dasher Rewards program there. In that town I just showed you, they have the old Top Dasher program. So I'm at a 488 customer rating, which in the old screen, it looked different. The new screen under the Platinum tier rewards program, I'm 96, 97, 92 on time, 42, 42 lifetime deliveries. Here we go again. We're still in Connecticut. I checked. It's still showing over there. It's $15.75 per hour for DoorDash. If you do earn by time, if you do earn by offer, then it's a little bit just whatever you're going to get per trip. You can see it's a busy morning. This is 10 a.m. Busy morning over there. So I guess those Dashers were doing good over there this morning. And this is under my car. And finally we made it to the Bronx about 10:49 a.m. When I got to the Bronx, crossed over, and as you can see, the Bronx, New York. You saw my ratings. I'm a top Dasher in Connecticut, and I'm a Platinum Dasher in Massachusetts and other parts of the Northeast. It says now, New York, the Bronx, Dash now is unavailable at this time. Check back or schedule to dash another time. And I know Uber and Lyft drivers, I've been hearing reports, especially from my friend over there, Mike, Drop Barbecue Chef. There are reports of people that even drive at Uber and Lyft that cannot even drive in parts of New York. They get a similar message that says, hey, you need to go to another area and drive. But DoorDash, this is on DoorDash, says, hey, I cannot drive now. I cannot dash now, rather. So the next slide at 10:50. Here's a schedule that's available. So schedule a dash from 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I am a top dasher. Look at here. It says dash in New York, in the Bronx. Do I want to save the dash? No, I had stuff to do during that time. But if you go back here, you can see I'm in Yonkers, the Yonkers area, Bronx, New York. You can see in other areas around me it's kind of busy. Long Island, it was kind of gray when we were on our way, and then it turned red once we got into New York. But here you go. See those gray areas? Means those are areas where I cannot dash now, although I am a top dasher or platinum tier dasher, which platinum tier is the highest level on DoorDash. Read you a couple notes that they have here. It says here, same thing, 10:50, can I dash now? 10:54, the area right next to the Bronx, it lit up. I don't know what town that, I might have a slide on that. Oh, it's is that Harlem? Yeah, that's Harlem right next door. So it lit up. I could have navigated there from the Bronx. So I say, hey, we have engagement in the Bronx area. So hey, we went ahead and did our engagement. The next one here, This was at 10:58. Looked again. It still says Dash Now is unavailable, but in the Bronx, in Harlem, it is still available. All right, now this one here in New York and Connecticut, there are 63 locations for the DoorDash program. So the Top Dasher or Platinum Dasher, I could pick one of these if I'm close by, navigate that way, and work. And these are the schedules that they have available. And some of the states they had, what's that, 11 a.m. to 4 a.m.? What is that, like almost 17 hours, 12 and 4? Yeah, about almost 15 hours, roughly less 1 minute. So got a 15-hour slot right there available in some of those towns. Yonkers, New York, Rochelle, Hackensack, New Jersey is even on there. They've got a 15-hour slot there available, and Forest Hill Stadium. But nope, I was in the Bronx, so now there's a 12:30 to 2 p.m. schedule available. And you see these little green dots up here under Monday and Tuesday right here above my head. Those are days I already have scheduled. So on this 26th to 27th, 28th, and 29th, I'm gonna go ahead and get those scheduled probably later on tonight, so I can win with DoorDash in the area that I like to work in. And let me see, the surge is here. So I've got an 850 surge close to me. So let me get rolling over here on Uber. Let me do one thing. Give me just a minute. Drive up the street, collect this 850, and make this money that I need for my family. But anyway, in the next slide, you're going to see here. Now, look at that. It is gray again, the Bronx. Dash now, 11:01. It's still there. Dash now. Can I dash without making a schedule? Whereas in Massachusetts, I can dash now. I'm Platinum. I can drive anywhere. Massachusetts, I can go to Connecticut, not Connecticut, but Rhode Island. I can dash now. Just go in there and dash. I don't have to pre-schedule. Or I can pre-schedule if I want. I'll just drive to a location, say, hey, turn on the DoorDash, you dash now, what time I want to stop, and I'm good. But here in New York, these are all the things new for New York City Dashers. The bonus that I told you about, you see my ratings here still 96, 97, just as proof that I was in New York, because you know there's some doubters, there's some haters, people that claim you do Photoshop, which I don't Photoshop, but anyway, other people might. But anyway, and it says here, priority access to Dash Now. If you are a Dasher with silver, gold, or platinum, which I am platinum, which is the higher, it starts off as silver on the bottom, gold, and then platinum status, and consistently complete your deliveries on time, you'll get priority access when Dash Now is available. Other things like your equipment status and vehicle type can also impact how often you can Dash Now. And then it has learn more. And I actually went in under my scooter. I have car, scooter, bicycle, and I believe walking on my DoorDash account. So I like to toggle just to see what the area, what it looks like. And there was still nothing available during that time. And I also made a short when we were leaving. We passed by Wendy's. There was about 4 or 5 scooters out there with DoorDash or some kind of delivery bags on their scooters, their gas-powered mopeds. They were either waiting for DoorDash, they were taking a lunch, or whatever they were doing. But anyway, they were outside. The guys or girls were not by their scooters. They were just parked in the parking lot, and I'm assuming they were inside eating, drinking, or whatever, because it was really hot in New York today. It's like 88 degrees. Somebody told me it was going to be like 92, kind of in that Connecticut area. So whoop, it was hot. It was hot. And we had to walk, we had to park and walk about quarter mile, half a mile, and woo, it was hot out there. But anyway, here are the ratings in Massachusetts for Platinum, as you see here on the bottom, right here above my head. Platinum, you have to be 70%. This completion rating needs to be at 95% in Massachusetts. And this customer rating needs to be, I believe, at a 4.9. But it looked like in New York, they lowered a lot of these ratings here. And even silver in Massachusetts, I believe it's 50%. This number here has to be, I think, 90, like 90%. So, but anyway, there you go. It says here, Dashers, here on the bottom, this note. Dashers will see different requirements for programs available when dashing in areas outside of New York City. Check the ratings tab if you're a Dasher app to see what the qualifications and available perks are in your area or the start of a dash. So there you go. Anyway, I was in New York, so just wanted to share this with you all. And the blessing about living in Massachusetts, in about a 10 or 12 hours, I can roll around. I can cover the New England states, which are about 6 of them. I can go to New York. I can end up in New Jersey. I can end up in Philadelphia. So in about a 10, well, I'm going to say I'll give it 12-hour span, I can hit 9 or 10 different states, try to do DoorDash, or just if I just want to take a road trip. My wife and I have taken many trips from East Coast to West Coast to Texas, or Cali to Texas, Texas up to Michigan, Massachusetts to Michigan, Massachusetts to Texas, and vice versa, Texas to Florida. So we've driven a lot. We've seen a lot of the U.S. We love to drive, so it's something fun to do. But anyway, the blessing of being in New England is I can experiment unlike some of you all. I know some people, they live in Georgia, so they can go to Florida, across the line, and DoorDash there. Other people live in like Maryland, they can go up to Virginia and cross those state lines. With me, I have easy access to multiple states within 12 hours from where I'm at, either Boston or other parts of Massachusetts. You can be in New York, a 3-hour drive. You can jump on the train, be there in 3 hours. I can be in Rhode Island, about 30 minutes to an hour. I can be in Connecticut, about hour and a half, 2 hours. So it's just, I can be in Maine, New Hampshire, a couple hours, Vermont, those. It's just a blessing to be out here and experiment. Many things you hear people talk about on YouTube, DoorDash, different communities, how they can't do this, how they can't do that. But being in New England, I can actually drive to certain states. I have business there, and I can experiment and see, oh yeah, this person really is telling the truth. So I have my own experience. If you're a YouTuber, if you have a YouTube account, if you can comment on someone's video, you have a YouTube account. I encourage you, whatever content you can, just note your day. Tell about your day. How was your experience that day? Do something encouraging. People might need to hear something. Put some music on there. Just something. You already have a DoorDash account, so just tell your experience. Don't live your DoorDash experience or Lyft or Uber through the eyes of someone else. Tell your own experience, because there may be someone like me that can learn from you, or you can learn from me. You just never know, because you hear all kinds of things. You hear the truth on YouTube with these gig tubers. You hear lies on there. You do have people that just do stuff just to make content, just to get likes so they can get paid or monetize or get views or viewers. So I'm not that kind of person. So, hey, if I get monetized, get monetized. If I don't, I don't. Just going to tell my experience. Not a big deal. It's going to tell the truth about my experience. Maybe it can encourage you. Like I say, there's a lot of people out there that actually tell the truth. So don't discount the ones that are telling the truth. Maybe they express it in a way that you don't like it. Maybe it's a little bit harsher or harder or straightforward than what you're used to. But hey, we're men and women. Most of us, I believe, are grown. We're adults. Although my channel is set at not made for kids, I'm not going to curse anybody out. But we are adults. We have responsibilities. Take care of our responsibilities. And let's tell your experience. What is your experience? Because many people, like I say, they can read your email to the general public. You can read your email too. You can make your own content. You don't even have to have a face on there. You can just have a avatar. You can have something to create your content to get your story out there. As many of you know that watch this Go Giggy YouTube channel, I'm a Christian guy. And based on the Bible, it talks about the book of Revelation, how we're going to overcome Satan by the word of our testimony, our experience, not somebody else's experience. We're going to be successful by our own experience. Yeah, other people can encourage you and say, give you a high five, give you a pat on the back, say, go run, do it. Yeah, they cannot do it for me. I have to put one foot in front of the other. I have to move. I have to do it for myself and take the encouragement they're giving me, the advice, and say, yes, I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to do it this way. Don't get caught up in the lies on YouTube with all these gig tubers, content creators, for Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, or whichever platform you drive with. Just tell your experience. What is your experience? Yes, there's great advice out there, but don't be discouraged. Maybe you live in a market, a prime market, where someone's telling you something to discourage you when there's lots of money to be made right there in your own city, your own state, your own area that you live in. Dashing investor, Dashing with John and myself, we are living proof that, hey, you don't have to worry about what other people are saying on YouTube. What is your experience? Test your market. And you can see, because they put up some numbers, they have a good time. I used to be on their lives. Sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not. I'm in the chat. So you all take good advice. Run with it. Use what's specific for your town, because people have money, but you got to get your experience. Don't worry about other people and what they said happened last year or years ago or last week. That is old news. What is the new? It's for you today. Something new for you today, because you never know. You might go and park by one restaurant that's a hole in the wall, and you might just have that bait. Like people go fishing, they throw out that chum, they throw it out, whatever mixture concoction they get, they throw it out there, throw their rod in there, and fish start biting. So you just never know. There are tricks to the trade, and some of it is just that hole in the wall. Hey, I remember I delivered for that place last week, and I got $30 or $40 hit. Let me try this again. Let me try it multiple times. Sometimes consistency or trying it multiple times is the way to perfection. You can't just do it one and done. You can't just be a one-hit wonder. You can't just be a one-trick pony. Try different areas. If you're into DoorDash or Uber Eats, try different areas. Try different restaurants. Just sit there and park. See, am I going to get a hit? You got something to write down. Get your pen and paper. Something. Take notes. Write it down. Put the time in there. The restaurant. Put the date. The day of the week. Okay, today is Sunday. I parked at this restaurant at this time, and I got a hit. Try it again. You never know. You never know. You determine your success. God can determine your success too. So you got to have your own experience. Yes, I get great advice from a lot of people on YouTube, but advice is only advice. You got to put your foot forward. Yeah, I can take their advice and I can just put it right behind me, put it on the shelf and say, I'm not going to do what they say. I'm not going to listen. But until you use that advice, some people say, don't knock it till you try it. So my encouragement to you is try it. Because you never know. You might be the one person in your area that wins big when other people are complaining. Sometimes I take those lowball offers. I have shorts on my video feed. Sometimes I multi-out with Uber and Lyft. Uber, Lyft, DoorDash. Mainly Uber and DoorDash right now. Uber Eats. Sometimes that lowball offer that think, I don't need to take that. But since I know the dynamics of the area that I choose to work in or areas, I just say, okay, I'll take that 5-minute drive because I know in this town or that town, it might be a 20-minute drive. This town or that town, I know. The time I get there, it's gonna be a huge blessing. Gonna be a surge, gonna be something. The restaurants are gonna be on and popping. So hey, I'm not gonna complain. It might just be going the way I want to go. So it's like, okay, let's take that trip going in the direction I want to go. Don't say no, it's a no tip offer, because yeah, even in ride share, get people in your car, are they going to tip all the time? No, they're not. So what's the difference between taking a no tip, low mileage offer? Because what I'm learning and what other people have learned is that low tip, that low, no tip, no trip offer can put you in position to get a real good, real big tip. You just never know how the algorithm's going to play. You never know what God is going to throw your way either. But I'm a Christian guy, so I base my faith on God, the things that I do based on Him. So anyway, that's my spiel. So hey, as you can see, this is what happened to me today when I went to New York. So, and you hear various stories. You hear stories about people can't go online. You are like, what? They're top dasher. They are a platinum dasher. They have the requisites to go online and dash now. But people in New York, after seeing this today, I see why they're hurting. I see why they are hurting. I don't know what state you live in. I live in Massachusetts. We don't have this problem in Massachusetts. The ratings I have here, under this Top Dasher rating right here program, wherever I drive in Massachusetts or Rhode Island, other states that have still the Top Dasher, are the others that have the rewards program. This is what I look like on the rewards program. Everything's there. So hey, people are hurting, and now I see with my own two eyes. Yes, you hear many things on Facebook, you hear many things on podcasts, but until you're actually boots on the ground, now I can relate to those people. Because had I wanted to work during that time, I wouldn't have been able to work. But since I took the day off, it was no sweat, no blood, no tears, just go do a little test, experiment. And now I know what I'm up against. Because me, I like to dash across the United States. If I want to go to Florida, turn on my app, dash now. Texas, California, Las Vegas, wherever in the United States, now I know that it's certain states, I'm not able to go there and dash now. But I'll still do my experiment across the United States and see when and where I can dash now, because Uber, driving with Uber and Lyft, I cannot always put my vehicle on the road to drive for Lyft, drive passengers around, or drive with Uber, drive passengers. The advantage of being with Uber is, yes, if you have Uber Eats on your account, your vehicle, yeah, you can turn on Uber Eats. You can make money. But with Lyft, hey, I can drive in Connecticut, Uber Connecticut, get to New York, it's a different story. Rhode Island, I can do the same. Lyft and Uber there. The other New England states, pretty much, I can drive Uber, Lyft there, Uber Eats, and do DoorDash. But take care of yourself. Multi-app. Learn to multitask. Learn how you can stack one app on the other to make money. DoorDash, the blessing with it is it has the pause button. So I have devices that I use to get me where I need to be financially with my family. And now, doing low mileage trips, instead of driving 2,000 miles in a week, maybe I can drive 1,000 and still make 1,200, 1,500, 1,800, 2,000 instead of driving $1 per mile like I used to, or less, like I used to do on the Uber passenger mainly platform. So you all be blessed. Consider what you're doing. You need to get the third-party apps like Solo or Maximo. Get them too. Do what you can to minimize your mileage and make the most maximize on your profits. It's times are getting crazy. Summertime's here. Some people says to slow down. Is it? Yes, I'm seeing a lot more dashers in the area I choose to work in. A lot more new faces I never used to see before the school year got out. So a lot of new faces. So just talk to them. Hey, how you doing? Da 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 da. So a lot of new people out there. Cutting into your money, cut into my money, maybe slightly, but you gotta know how to work. Gotta multitask, multi-app. Because there are times when it gets really slow. But still able to make the money that I want. So gonna finish up the week making the minimum amount of money that I like to make. And I'm going to try to get some extra on there too. So you all be blessed. We got till 5 a.m. on Lyft, 4 a.m. on Uber, and midnight on DoorDash, and roughly 9:30 on Walmart Spark. So got 4 apps I can use. Will I be out to 5 a.m., 4 a.m.? Definitely not. But anyway, the night is still young, as they say. The night is still young. So y'all be safe, stay hydrated, drink lots of fluid, stay hydrated, eat healthy, and I'm out. Be blessed. For those of you in New York that might see this video, I can now sympathize with you. My prayers be with you. I pray that you will be able to still figure out a way to make your money that you need for your household. Despite what the government is doing, yeah, you work certain hours, you get that extra boost, but in case you're not able to get that boost, I hope and pray you can figure things out. Be blessed. Y'all have a good night. I'm out.